Hey everyone, in this video we're going to visit a fantastic DIY cob house that was built using sand, clay and straw and reclaimed materials like cedar siding, ceramic tiles and secondhand windows. It was built by a professional snowboarder who's been living in it for 4 years, and at just under 400 square feet she managed to create a really cozy and functional tiny home. In this video she's going to give us a full tour of her cob house, so let's go check it out. It's hard to tell the size of the house because nothing is square. It is pretty round, weird shape, but I guess it's 2 big rooms. So the downstairs, which is the kitchen and living area, and then the upstairs is the sleeping loft. So it's about maybe 400 square feet. And then I have the outhouse with the tub and the toilet. So an extra little 10 by 10 over there. It's simple. There's 2 of us living in here comfortably, and that's all I need. Welcome to my house. It's made out of cob, so it's a mixture of sand, clay and straw. And you mix it all by hand, or I should say by feet. And I basically built it all right outside the door with my feet. You put a tarp down and you step on it, sand, clay and straw, a bit of water, and put it into buckets. And then you shape the wall as you go from the ground up, kind of like Play-Doh. And it's kind of cool because then you can be creative and create any shape you want, and you have to think ahead too if you want to put some shelves in some areas. And I had to plan the kitchen and also with the sunlight and where I wanted the wood stove. So yeah, it was a wonderful process. I'm really impressed that I finished it. When I started building here, they didn't recycle glass or plastic bags in the area. So since my walls are not structural, because we built the roof first, I decided I could basically use all this trash to make fillers in the walls. So I filled so many jars of like glass jars with plastic and any kind of trash I could find that's not recyclable. And it helped me save so much time, and you can't even tell, but there's so much garbage that ended up in these walls that are not in the landfill. So that's really cool. I used a bunch of recycled windows as much as possible, either people getting rid of stuff or from Habitat for Humanity or Craigslist. So I was really trying to not use new materials. It happened in some places, but very little. The last layer was linseed oil, some clay and some mica stones. So that's what gives it the little glitter. I built most of my furniture with scrap materials and 2x4s that were laying around. It's not the most beautiful, my couches, but it does the trick. And I find that even when things are not perfect, I find more beauty in using waste than just trying to fit a certain style very often. But that's just my taste. My brother built a kitchen, and there's a lot of round customizing, so he wasn't too happy about that, but we made it happen. And we installed a garden window there. I have a nice little inlet view that I can stare at when I'm grinding coffee in the morning or cooking, so it's kind of cool. I love surfing, so when I look outside I can tell what the tide's doing, I can tell what the wind's doing, and I don't know, it's nice to be connected with the outside. So the space is in a weird shape. We basically, when we decided on the site, I wanted to take the least room as possible, and I wanted to make the least impact. So we dug down to the rock, and whatever shape we ended up with is basically the shape of the walls now, so the perimeter. So it's cool. It's not a perfect shape. It's not a perfect circle or anything, but I was just trying to fit with the environment as much as possible. For the water, when I bought the property, there was a well already, so I'm really lucky to have my own water here. Same with the septic system from the bathroom. I dug a trench all the way to the existing septic field, so I wanted to make sure there's no leaching in the environment, and I wanted to be responsible in that way. So I have really good water, so I'm really lucky with that. I'm using propane for now for cooking, so just these little barbecue tanks, and this is also what is providing me with hot water. I have an on-demand hot water system for the shower. But I've started trying to make my own methane for cooking and for hopefully heat out of food waste. So I just bought this home biogas system. I just activated it, and I need to create more heat for it, but basically when it's gonna be running, you basically use your food waste and you feed it every day, and that creates methane. It's a little bit like a cow stomach. And everything you put in, you get the same amount that comes out in liquid fertilizers. So I use that in my garden, and you get about 2 hours of cooking per day when your system is running good. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's not fully in the works yet, but I'm getting there. I'm creating gas. I need a bit more. And out here is the outhouse where I have my shower. I have an old clawfoot tub, and I also have a little bathroom, a little toilet, and it's very bright and it smells really good because of the cedar rafters. And yeah, you can have a bath and look at the forest, which I love. And yeah, it's pretty mellow, pretty easy. I also have heat in here if I need. I have a little electric heater there. But generally during the day, just because I have a skylight, the sun will heat up the space pretty good. So it's just a bit cold in the morning and at night, but little sacrifice, I can deal with it. A lot of people ask me about my decision to build wood cob in the rainforest, and a lot of people are skeptical about it, but honestly, it's all about getting a good roof and making sure that you don't have too much direct rainfall going on your walls. And so that's why I made sure to build a really good roof and this outskirting roof as well, to make sure that even when it's really stormy in the winter, the rain will touch it sometimes on some of the walls, but it's not really gonna affect it to the point where it'll wash away the walls like people think. Because I put linseed oil on the outside of the cob, it's kind of acting as a natural waterproofing agent. So even if there's rain that comes on it, it's not gonna wash anything away. And I can also repaint it with clay anytime I see a little bit of, I don't know, moss wanting to grow on it or anything. The building is now 4 years old, so it's, I don't know, I think it's gonna last probably 100 years. People don't believe me, but I think the wood is what I'll have to change way before the cob. So I have electricity for the house, so I'm hooked onto the grid. I do have solar panels on a different roof on another building, and I have a little fridge. I have a little dehumidifier, because sometimes like we come back from surfing with our wet towels, and it's just the air is so wet around here, so it's nice to run that once in a while. And I have another little electric heater if I leave for a long time and it's cold over the winter. It's set at a minimum temperature, like 10 degrees, so I'm not worried about pipes like freezing and blowing up on me. So this is probably my favorite part of the house, where I got a little more creative, and I used driftwood to make the shelves and picked some different bottles and tried to make it, I don't know, like pretty looking. And the glass blocks I got pretty much for free on Craigslist, and initially I didn't know what to do with them. I was kind of stuck in the traditional frame of building where it's going to be like a glass block wall, and then the beauty of cob, I was like, I don't have to put them this way. I can totally like separate them. I can put them sideways, so now they're all looking like little diamonds, and in the afternoon they all light up with the sun coming in, and I love it. Initially I had an old wood stove that I got used as well in here, and there was a lot of it wasn't really airtight, so I was losing a lot of heat, and there was some smoke in the house. So I upgraded to a better stove for that reason. It's more efficient, and like that's all I need here. It's not really cold in the winter. So the house itself is insulated upstairs, but not the cob walls itself. But just with the stove, I'm so cozy in here, to the point where I need to open the doors and windows sometimes because it's so warm. But yeah, and under that you can see the mosaic tiles that I made. Originally the whole floor was like that, but I upgraded to cork for a little bit more warmth and easier to clean and all that. But I do love the recycled tiles, mosaic. Most of those tiles are all from friends' projects, like renos, and they had extra tiles that end up in the landfill. So I would take them, break them up, and make my own little designs with it. I have some storage all over. It's a small space and there's 2 of us living in here, so it's nice to have storage wherever you can. I have some boxes under the couches here and this one too. But yeah, I had to kind of make my own couches to fit the uneven walls, and most couches are just so big and take so much room, and I wanted it to be fireproof as well. So that's why I decided just to make my own. And it's nice because when I have friends, they can sleep there too. It's like a little bed as well. I made this table from like the end of the counter, so I had some little scrap materials for this table too. So I just tried to use as much scraps as I could. Upstairs is the sleeping loft, which is, those walls are made out of wood and they're insulated. My dad helped me. This is cedar siding that came from my brother's reno project. The people were getting rid of it, like, and throwing it out, and it's such nice cedar, so it was free. This is the sleeping loft. It's pretty small, but it's all that I need. I can store my clothes there. We have the bed. Over here I have my pee toilet, #1s only. So it's like a very like rugged toilet, and I have a tap, cold water only, with my friend made a burled sink. So that's pretty cool, and my dad helped me dig out this log. It took him forever. He was swearing a little bit, but it's so super cool, and that goes all the way down to the kitchen, and the piping for the toilet and the sink are in the log. Yeah, the windows up here are all recycled too. I made an effort to have the windows south facing, and the neat thing too is that in the winter most of those trees will lose their leaves. In the winter the sun is quite a bit lower, so in the winter like the house will get actually warmer than in the summer because the sun comes in more. So I did good on that. I did good on that. It's fun to design your own house. There's so much to think about, especially if you want to make it efficient, but I love that challenge to try to make it, yeah, as productive as you can with the elements. So this is my little office. It's a little messy, but this is all I need. I snowboard for a living still, and I love surfing, but through snowboarding I feel pretty lucky that I have the extra time and resources to get involved in other things, and I've been passionate about the environment ever since I was a kid. And I think what we're facing right now with climate change is something we need to act upon, and so that's why I'm involved with organizations like Protect Our Winters. So this is something, I'm on the board of directors for Protect Our Winters Canada, and we're basically trying to mobilize the snowboard industry, but also all the outdoors industry to act on climate change. So we try to find ways to connect people with nature. So I guess I built this place because I wanted to be a part of the solutions. I wanted to live simply as much as possible, and I find that in the way we build our homes is a beautiful and a massive place where you can make a difference. I'm very lucky, I know I'm privileged to be able to own the property first. At the same time, I was like, well, if I want to go further and along with my values, to build small and to build locally with as many natural materials as possible is probably a great way for me to reduce my footprint and live in harmony with nature too. So this is kind of why I wanted to build this. Ever since I did that course with the Mud Girls, I fell in love right away with the beauty of the cob and how you can really make it, you can make it your own. You can make this space really like different and unique, and this is what I love about cob. It's not like traditional building where you're limited to square angles and spaces. I was lucky too to have a lot of help. My brother helped me so much. My dad, I have lots of friends who came and got their hands dirty too. We had a workshop here with the Mud Girls as well, so that was really cool to get other people to learn about it as well. And I wish it was easier for people to build small. I feel like it's a big challenge we have as a society. Like, we are really promoting bigger and consumption, and I think we need to move away from that. And I don't know, living in a small space is great. I'm kind of obsessed with it. Sometimes I look at my chicken coop and I'm like, I should make a bed in there.
If you're interested in learning more about cob, we actually made a more in-depth video about using it as a natural building material, and we'll link to that in the description if you want to check it out. If you want to follow Marie and her work with Protect Our Winters, you can find her on Instagram here. Please share this video if you liked it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.